Chris Dawson will remain behind bars for at least another week after being charged with murdering his wife Lynette, who disappeared nearly 40 years ago. The former high school teacher was extradited from Queensland to face court in Sydney for the first time. He strenuously denies the charge, and today his lawyer raised the prospect that Lyn Dawson could still be alive.
For such a high-profile case, Chris Dawson's return to New South Wales was relatively relaxed. In shorts and thongs, the 70-year-old stepped off a commercial flight from the Gold Coast before being taken away by detectives to the Sydney Police Centre, where he was charged with murder.
This man, Chris Dawson, is entitled to the presumption of innocence. He will plead not guilty. He strenuously asserts his innocence, and he should be afforded that fundamental right.
The former teacher is accused of killing his then-wife Lyn Dawson, who disappeared from Sydney's northern beaches nearly 37 years ago. 2 days later, he moved one of his students into their Bayview home. 6 weeks after that, he reported Lyn Dawson missing. Despite 2 coronial inquests, a recent search of the property and a popular podcast, no body has ever been found. And Mr Dawson's lawyer says possible sightings and bank card transactions weren't properly examined.
There are aspects of the investigation that have prejudiced Mr Dawson, and the police should have, conducted proper investigations and got witness statements at the time, which would have indicated that probably she was alive.
This was Chris Dawson's second court appearance in 24 hours. Yesterday he sat with his head in his hands. Today he listened intently with his arms folded, replying, "Yes, I am," when asked if he was Chris Dawson. His only supporter in court was one of his former students. Chris Dawson taught you. Was there anything you wanted to say? Chris Dawson will remain in custody until at least Friday next week, when he's expected to apply for bail. Mark Reddie, ABC News, Sydney.
And Mark Reddie joins us now. Mark, where is Chris Dawson going to be spending the night?
Well, Anita, Chris Dawson has now left Sydney Police Centre and will spend the night at Silverwater Prison. Sources have told me there is a strong expectation that he will be granted bail when his case is heard again next week, and that's because this case is based on witness statements and the fact that there is no physical body. Outside court today, Chris Dawson's lawyer spoke, and he referred to a case where a woman disappeared 60 years ago. Turns out she had moved to New Zealand to start a new family. She then died in 2002. In a bizarre twist, we can reveal that woman was related to the Dawson family. She was the mother-in-law of Chris Dawson's older brother.
Police reporter Mark Reddie.